Hey guys, welcome back to another clip of Schach-manuel-lernen. Today with the second round of the Swiss Railway Championship. I had again the black pieces, so the first day was quite rough with 2 times black. And I played against d4, I played g6, and then a bit again my standard opening. At this point here, I decided to play e5 and try to switch into a King's Indian position. Um, I also could have played not b5, but b6, and then bishop b7, knight to d7, and just wait a bit what he does. But I thought it's the right moment for e5. And after knight g2 e2, I played knight c6, provoked a bit d5, but he played bishop c2. Then I captured, and after capturing, I decided to trade a bit stuff off the game from the opening, like capture, capture. The idea was h6 was always under pressure 2 times when the bishop was still there. So I couldn't make small castle, and now with these trades I can do it. And after longside castle, knight c6, he also trades the bishops. So this looks like a bit boring position, but apparently it's good for white, because he can simply attack quite fast with f4, later h4 and g4, of course. So bishop e6, I attacked the c4 pawn and wanted to finish my development. b3, a5, also attacking at his king's side. He shut down quite restrictive with a4. Bishop b1 would have been an option, and after f6, knight to d5, it's quite a balanced game, easier to play for white. So the opening didn't went that good for me. The other option is I play a4. It's what I try to calculate, but he can just capture with the knight. And I don't really have an attack even after b5 and sacrificing second pawn, but it doesn't lead to too much at this point. He decided to play a4, which is not the best move because it gives this outpost for me, like the b4 square. And bishop b1, he wanted to keep his bishop alive. And here were different moves possible, like f5 is really something I didn't calculate. It's a computer move, because after g4 the computer says, yeah, you capture, and after h3, slightly better for white, but I really hesitated to play that because like he just has f5, the g file, which will be opened soon, and all this stuff. So I really thought, okay, f5 is really not the move. I crossed my mind. Then I played queen e7, but queen e7 is a bit passive because he can play h3 and now g4. So rook a d8. My idea is to play c6 and d5, because if I do nothing, he will just crush me on the king side. So g4, f6, queen g2. Then here I calculated g5, but somehow I didn't really like it. After e5, I could have captured, and then live with this pawn and with h4. But apparently I could just trade enough material out of the board, so it's not the biggest problem. I played bishop f7 because I always had to calculate e5, f5, and g5, which needed a lot of energy, actually. And after h4, there always came the h5 move. But when we look at it objectively, the only move that is really difficult is g5, because after f5, I could just push g5, and then I block all the pawns on black squares, and I will get this outpost here. After h5, it's basically the same. So after g5 is the only thing that I can't push forward, because then everything will open up. c6, rook e1, and I play queen d7. Here the computer also said you can play d5, despite white is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 time attacking this square. But the idea is after e captures, I can play queen c7, and now we have this indirect attack of the king and the attack on f4. And just for showing what happens if he captures there, I could capture on f4, and after this exchanging rooks, capture back the pawn, and now suddenly his king is not as safe anymore, and my king suddenly is quite safe. The other option is if he plays king d2 and goes out of the indirect threat. Yeah, I guess I can capture, but also queen f4 is possible. So d5 would have been possible to sacrificing temporarily a pawn. I missed that. I played queen c7 with the idea of d5 later and then attacking f4. But now he plays g5 and after capture h5 because I want to keep as many lines as possible closed at this point. Now for white it's not that easy to continue the attack. I mean, it's better for white without question. But whenever he plays f5, he gives the square away. So I can just play this one. And if he plays e5, then I have the counter attack on f4. So he decided to play queen b2, king g8. We need to go away because otherwise the threat is a discovery attack with winning the queen. So queen f2, then once more I should have played d5, and after e5, it's again a computer line, it's always awesome, like bishop e6, sacrificing the pawn on g6, capture, and despite he has 3 connected pass pawns and my king is not really safe, somehow the position is equal. I played bishop e8 and I did something that I normally never do. I offered a draw, and my opponent accepted it. He explained me afterwards he knows he has a better position, but it's not really easy to calculate. Like after something like that, I can play queen e7 with attacking here and this, and yeah, then we agreed for a draw. So out of the first day, I made 1.5 out of 2 points with 2 times black. That's really good for me. And yeah, the opening didn't went too well at this point. When I traded everything, I need to check if e5 was really good or not. It's a possibility for sure. But I guess here, yeah, it's a bit passive for black. That's why I didn't like it during the game. So with this words, I wish you a wonderful weekend, stay healthy, and enjoy your own chess games.